Today I want to show you the ultimate mixing template. This is the template that I've been using for a couple of years now for mixing, but also for stem mastering. I am using Studio One, but this template can be replicated in any DAW. This is how the template looks when I first open it up. You can see that there isn't too much going on because that's how I like it when I start mixing a track. I don't want a lot of things going on. I just want to drag and drop my files and build the mix from there. You can see that I am using folders. I have an audio track at the top called mix print. This is what I'm using to print the mix. Then I have a track called print. This is the final mix, let's call it. And you can see that I have no processing on this bus right here. The input for the audio track called mix print is the print bus. This is what I use to print the actual mix. Then I have the main mix bus. This is where everything from the project is going. On the mix bus, you can see that I have some processing. First is my analog chain. This changes from track to track. BX Digital, Orange Clip, another EQ, Shadow Hills, Mastering Compressor, the God Particle, Inflator, and a final limiter. This mix bus changes from track to track also. Sometimes I use Gold Clip instead of Orange Clip. Sometimes I use the new bus peak from Arturia as the final limiter. If I open up the mix bus folder, this is what I have. I have the beat, sound effects, all vocals, and effects. If I open up the beat, I have drum and bass, all music. If I open up drum and bass, I have all drums, kick and snare, percussion bus. You can think about this template as a reversed cascade. The audio comes from the bottom and it goes up the chain, and finally it goes out to the mix bus, to the print, and to the mix print audio track. That's how this template works. Audio comes from the bottom and goes up. The drums are going to the old drums, and the old drums goes to the drum and bass. The drum and bass goes to the beat goes to the mix bus, from the bottom to the top. That's the audio flow, and it's something that works beautifully. Next I have the bass, and the bass goes to drum and bass. Then for the music I have 3 different music buses. Here I place audio containing the music. Sound effects, tags, risers, crashes, impacts, things like that go in the sound effects. Then for the vocals we have all lead, and for the all lead I have 4 different lead buses because sometimes I have different artists on a single track. I want to be able to separate them, and also I want to be able to slightly change the processing even though it's just a single artist. A bus with all backgrounds, and this bus contains adlibs, and a bus called special vox. All backgrounds go to all vocals, all lead go to all vocals. All vocals go to the mix bus, bottom to the top. That's the flow. Lastly, I have my sends. For sends I have a reverb bus and a delay bus. Those 2 are the main buses for the reverbs and the delays. Those 2 buses are going straight to the effects bus. The effects bus is going to the mix bus, bottom to the top. This template is going to be available on Patreon, so you can check it out. With this video I just wanted to show you the routing. Even though I have almost 50 tracks, the template is compact due to the folder use, and it's really easy to operate. You just drag and drop your audio files, then drag and drop the tracks into the specific folder. I will have a video on Patreon where I exemplify exactly how I work with this template, but this is something that I just wanted to show you because I think it's a game changer. With this template it's really easy to get an amazing sound because how everything is bussed together. You have the mix bus processing, then you can process the instrumental, then you can process the drum and bass, then you can process all the drums, the kick and snare, the percussions individually, then you can process the bass, the all music, and you can split that processing. Then you can process the sound effects, all vocals available in a single place with the all leads, where you can do again processing on the bass, processing on the leads, processing on all the background vocals. It's just an intuitive and really easy way to work. Let's import a track with vocals and with the beat too. Now that I have all the tracks imported, I just open up the mix bus, and from here the process is pretty simple. I just drag and drop tracks to the folders. For example, here we have the 808. I just drag it and drop it in the bass folder, and this creates the routing. Just like that, the 808 is going to the drum and bass folder, the beat, the mix bus, and I can print it. We have a riser. I'm gonna add that to the sound effects. This looks like percussions, just like that.
Šalený sex, zavretý beat, šalený dia, perfektná idyla, chemia, fyzika, s tebou jak prvýkrát, s tebou.
And I do that for all the tracks that I have in the session. The rim. I have the instrumental done. Everything is in the right place. I'm gonna show that in a second. Let's do that for the vocals. We have a main vocal lead, some adlibs. This is doubled. I'm gonna disable that, and let's add that to the special vox. I am done with the routing of my tracks. Everything is routed in the right place. For example, let's take the kick and snare. I have a bass for that. I also have all the drums. I have the drum and bass. All the music. I also like to group the music based on how it sounds. For example, in music 1, I have mostly keys. I like to have the entire music bed of the track in music 1, and in music 2 and music 3, the important music elements. Sound effects, all vocals. Since this is a pretty straightforward track, we have just the lead one and some adlibs and some vocal effects. And that's the entire setup process. From here, I start with the two-bus processing. You can download the template now and see exactly what I'm doing with the two-bus processing. I can process the beat, process the drum and bass, process the drums, process the kick and snare, and I go through that entire mixing process. This is how easy it is to use this template. The audio goes from bottom to the top. I know it sounds complicated, but in a future video I will break down how I use the template, so stay tuned on Patreon for that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for the support and see you guys really soon. Cheers.